Support the freedom of independent journalism by shopping now at Brighteon720.com.
Okay, so let's find out. What's your name?
My name's Lori.
And you
My
are?
name's Coleen.
How old are you?
21.
Nope.
22.
Yep.
Wonderful. Okay, so we'd love to hear your story.
Well, Colleen was born full term. Her first year, she hit all her milestones early, except for walking, which she did on time. She was ahead of her brother on all her milestones.
How old's her brother?
In that case,
He is almost 2 years older than her. She was started talking at 7 months. She, said all the usual baby things. And we had a neighbor named Heidi, and hi Heidi. She loved this girl. I brought these pictures because it's like, this is not a child who was born with
Oh,
it.
let me see. Oh, look at you, Coleen. You look gorgeous.
how do we get out of here?
When I'm done talking.
It's a question we ask every day. Whoops. Yeah, she's beautiful.
So
And still are beautiful.
this is,
Very beautiful.
That's
I don't see autism in this face.
No.
She was
But
happy.
baby!
And when I called
No
her
one
name,
noticed
she
it.
looked at me. She played with her brother, and she got her MMR around her first birthday.
So before she had her MMR, you're saying that she was developing normally,
Oh yes,
typically, as they say.
yes.
And did she just have the MMR that day, or did she have other shots?
I don't remember. I meant to look that up, but I don't
It's
remember.
most unlikely she just had the MMR, according to the reports we're getting from America.
Yeah, I have to look back in her records to see what she got that day. And I remember the doctor saying, "Oh, we're a little early, but it's okay."
Yeah.
No, it wasn't okay because it was after that then that, and I really don't even have that many pictures of her like after a year old because they were all
No!
like this. None of them. She wouldn't look at the camera. She wouldn't look at me.
And that's interesting that you say, because these are the days, because Billy's of similar age, these are the days
No.
before we had the phones that we do now, that capture everything. And I didn't want to take pictures of Billy. It was miserable.
Well, and I didn't know anything was wrong at that point. I was just thinking, she's not talking, but she's seems to be okay, and the doctor wasn't worried, and
So you didn't question when you went in for that MMR or whatever
No.
shots she had that day. You didn't think to
No.
question.
no.
Like us
No,
all?
the only thing which her pediatrician would be shunned now because he did not give my kids the Hep B.
So?
He said our lifestyle did not warrant the need for it. So she did not get that at birth. After we moved and we found another pediatrician, and she said, "Oh, lifestyle has nothing to do with the Hep B vaccine." Okay. I hadn't heard of anything. I hadn't heard of autism except for Rain Man. So,
Amazing.
I just kept noticing that I would call her name and she wouldn't look at me. But she would run to the front window and then I would hear a plane or a helicopter, so I knew that,
Over us.
okay, her hearing was all right. She wasn't
Oh,
diagnosed
your
till
turn
she
to jump over
was
us.
4 years, 3 months old.
How do we get out of here?
And
I'll read my heart.
I think I put
I'll
at
read
the
my
end
heart.
there.
How do we get out of here?
Hold on.
Aw.
If you look in the background of that picture, if you look at the stove, she was spelling with magnetic letters at 2.5. Street signs.
And now?
Oh yeah, she taught herself to read.
She's always so sweet. It's
So that part of her brain did not get affected. I could tell somewhere around 3 or 4, with Thomas the Tank Engine, she had the books out and she was turning the pages with the TV show. And I was like, how does she know? And I'm looking and it's like, she's reading. And if I would use letters and spell something out, if I missed one letter or switched them, she always knew. And it was just one of those things she could do. Along with math was the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
2nd grade, they were teaching her division, and she figured out it was the opposite of multiplication, and instantly knew all her division facts.
So when you took her back to the pediatrician and said, "Look, we've got a problem here," what did they say?
She was 2, and he said, "Is she talking up a storm?" I said, "No, she's not talking at all." And he said,
Just
okay.
maybe.
He said, well,
The
when
very
you bring her
thing.
brother in for his checkup, we'll
Learn.
take a look and then we'll see what we're going to do. I said, well,
go?
what do you mean? He said, well, I don't know. Depends on what we see when he comes. So that was about 4 months later. Brought her in, and at that point we were moving to Southern Ohio. And he said, well, when you guys move, you need to get her in speech therapy. You call the school
How
and
do
tell
we
them she
get
needs
her out of
speech
here?
therapy. And that's all he said about her not talking. And it still took more than 2 years. It took about 2 years from that point to get a diagnosis. And it was because of her other skills and always holding my hand and touching me and kissing that, you know, she wasn't
Yep,
rocking,
just a-
clapping. She had none of those
Two best
typical
Woody, don't be mad. This what's in the kids'
things
balance.
that kids with autism that they thought were typical.
Are you
of people
okay?
with autism. And for 2 years we heard she had a language disorder. And that was all we heard. No, her chances of having autism were slim at best. So it took a long time to even get a diagnosis on her. And
So what do you say to the people who say, still say to you, it's not the vaccine?
I lived it.
Hers froze.
And if you don't live it, you don't know.
What do you say to people that say, but the science doesn't support it?
The science is paid for. And
We're done with your lies.
yeah.
Done with that. We're really sorry that this
Rose,
happened.
come.
She's beautiful. Colleen,
What?
we love you.
Yeah.
We really do.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you want to see some hearts? Should we do the hearts? Yeah. You want to see how many people love you?
Should we see how
Do you
many
wanna have
people
a
They're
look?
both.
Check it out. I'm going to turn it around so they can
Oh.
see you.
Look!
Oh.
Look at all
See
the hearts
those
we
hearts
got.
there?
Oh.
Look at them
Check
all.
this out.
They're for you.
Uh-huh.
They're all for you. You like that? Look at that.
Oh my gosh, look at all those hearts you got.
Hey,
People love you.
look at this! Exclaimed the driver. Harold's dropping right back to us.
They're all for you.
Hey, Mommy, check this out.
I'm checking it out, babe.
I'm sorry to hear that, Kira.
You're fine, baby.
Oh,
Oh, there you go. Wonderful.
Anyway.
Turn it back. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for doing this.
See,
Thank
Mommy,
you for being
I
here.
wanted
And
to
how long did it
wait.
take you to get here?
Oh,
A little over 2 hours.
Hey, I
Thank you
know.
for driving down.
Well, when I heard you were coming, I was like, oh, please let her be having a good day.
Mamma
And
mia.
this
I know.
weekend there was a shift in her
Oh.
mood, and so here we are. Because the full moon was last weekend, and there's
I
no way
think
we
we
could
all
have done
know
it.
about that. Every single
Yeah.
child went
Mamma
bonkers.
mia.
We wouldn't have been coming if it was last weekend. So,
So you need to see this Periscope back.
How do we get out of here?
Yeah.
Lots of hearts.
Oh.
You can't
Freeze.
get out of here. You're done. You're finished. Now you want to? Have you signed the bus? You signed the bus already.
you signed it
Yeah.
for us, and we found the name. Her
Sure.
name. So we've taken pictures pointing at it.
Freeze!
Freeze. You ready to go?
Yeah.
He's like that. He's really into
Oh, yeah.
his videos, and he knows all the words to all the how you arrest someone and everything.
Oh.
Yeah. He wants a gold
Freeze.
buggy
She's-
with police
she's-
written on it.
She's been watching Kindergarten Cop
Freeze! Whenever you go.
and repeating some horrible lines from it. Right?
Right? Oh, sure.
It's not a tumor.
Sure.
Did you hear what he said?
Oh, wait a minute.
It's not a
Let me see
tumor.
where you freeze.
Are you trying to be Arnie Schwarzenegger?
Oh, how do we get out of
Yes,
here?
because he
Good try,
that's
Joe.
How do we get out of
All right,
here?
guys, we're going to come off Periscope for a little bit, and we have more stories, so we'll be coming straight back on.
Mamma mia.